Enter the Darkness. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Not made by Yoko Shimomura. Takahara Ishimoto. Where do I recognize that name from? Takahara Ishimoto. Oh, he's done a lot of Final Fantasy games. Oh, he was one of the composers in Crisis Core. Ew. And he did Kingdom Hearts as well. Well, that's not a surprise, is it? Hello everyone, welcome to the stream, the last stream of the week. At least for me. Not the last stream for anyone this week. I think Maelstrom still got his stream on Saturday. Rob's got his stream tonight, which is going to be, I think, that Dark Anthology game. And then Tom also has got some streams this weekend. Be fun. But yeah, hello. It's time to do God of War Ragnarok. This is post Switch 2. There won't be a lot of Switch 2 discussion here because we had an entire stream of that last time, basically. Well, half the stream, but we spent that reacting to it and then doing a small discussion afterwards. Right, let's get the news. So, schedule. Well, not the schedule for the next week, just to go through what we have done this week. We had episode 3 on Monday, episode 4 on Tuesday, and episode 5 today. I am hoping we can be good riddance to the Ironwood segment. It has been very underwhelming. I hope we can leave there and go to cooler things in the future. I'd definitely like to see that. Will that happen? I have no idea. Maybe Ironwood is the best of the game. That could definitely occur. I have no idea. But depending on how far we are through the game this week, will determine if there's going to be 3 streams next week. So, stay tuned for that. But, that's it. That's the schedule. Let's talk about a video edit, shall we? New VOD highlight. New video edit by moi. I've been working through the second Extra Life video. This is the second part of the 24-hour Extra Life thing that streamed that the VOD did last year. So this is going to include Helldivers 2, Abiotic Factor, and Chained Together. I have put out, and if you were there during Maelstrom's stream last night, you would have saw VOD vs Robots, where they fought against cyborgs in Helldivers 2. It was a lot of fun. That's only half of the Helldivers portion, mind you, that I've made. So there's plenty more to enjoy when you get around to that. But yes, the next video, the next highlight is going to be Chained Together. I think I'm going to make the entire finger segment, because there's a lot of good stuff in there. But yeah, it's going to include the release date for Extra Life Part 2. I'm planning on getting it done mid-April, so stay tuned for that. But yes, it is fun to do the video edits. They are going to slow down a lot more now. It's fun to work on them, but they do take a lot of time. So I'm going to cease after Part 2, go on a break, and then do Part 3 sometime later. I think that's the idea. Switch 2 Direct. These are all the individual videos I made. Ended up taking more time than I expected. But the big highlights, for me anyway, were Kirby Air Riders, a new Kirby Air Ride game. Mario Kart World, which is coming with the Switch 2 if you get the bundle. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. I'm down the clown of that. I'm not like a massive super fan of the Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom story, but they always do a good job with these games, I feel. So I'm down. Donkey Kong Bonanza, a new Donkey Kong game in the style of Mario Odyssey. And a lot of terrain destruction. That sounds good. Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4. Holy shit. Holy shit. I'm down to clown. That is going to be recordings. It is not going to be streams. But I will be recording them because I did the first two. Well, I did the second one. I didn't do the first one because that was before I recorded more stuff. But yeah. Also Nintendo GameCube for Nintendo Classics. That's fun. You get Soul Calibur 2, F-Zero GX, I think it's called. And then also Wind Waker. I'm sure we're going to get a lot more. We're going to get Luigi's Mansion, maybe even Twilight Princess. We'll see. But that's neat. I like that a lot. And then finally this. The Dustbloods. A game that I'm both excited for, but also nervous about. Because there's a lot of information, differing information that we know about this game so far. Mainly that it's multiplayer exclusive. It is Switch exclusive. And it is entirely based in, according to the letter that just came out from Miyazaki and his team, PvP VE. So you fight other players and you fight enemies in pre-generated maps. Sounds extremely multiplayer exclusive. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm interested in that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get people together for that. Like, Night Rain's easier because that's all consoles outside of Switch, obviously. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not tired today, chat. I had 9 hours of sleep. I don't know why I'm like this. Get out of here. The main discourse surrounding the Switch 2, that being the prices. I don't think the console is unreasonably priced. I said it. I kind of had a theory it was going to be around £400. It costs a little bit more for Mario Kart World, but it could be a lot worse in that regard. But it's also worth noting, $80 or £70 per game. It's going to be rough, especially for first IP like Nintendo games. Maybe that'll be lowered. I have no idea. But like the main argument people are saying is inflation has been the reason for the price increase. But I would also argue I don't really want to fork out £70 to every single Nintendo game I get on the Switch 2. But we'll see what occurs. It's definitely made me more careful over what I might get when it comes to the Switch 2. Like, I was thinking of playing Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, but I don't know anymore. That's a lot of money. Also, I've been told that the Joy-Cons are £80. What the fuck? Do they have haptics? Do they have adaptive triggers? Why are they so goddamn expensive? Like, are the Joy-Cons higher level than the DualSense controller? Because the DualSense you can get for about £50. That is crazy. But maybe like it has really valuable tech inside of them. Either way, does that mean that like almost 1/4 of the Switch price is for the Joy-Cons? That's pretty crazy. Moving on. Kazam continues to be excellent. The game kinda has like a roller coaster effect. Like, I think that the levels aren't crazy good. I think they're fine. But the bosses, oh boy, they cook. This is really doing stuff with boss design that I absolutely adore. Because it kind of shines a light onto why I don't like Elden Ring combat compared to this. Because the playstyle that you go for, they have to design the combat in Elden Ring to compensate for every single playstyle. But they don't do that. There are going to be builds in that game that are going to be better suited to certain bosses. And that's part of the fun in that game, but I also don't like that. I want to play as my particular build for all the bosses without having difficulties in certain encounters. But with this game, you only get 3 builds, and they're all designed for the bosses. So you have a spear, you dual wield, and you have a great sword. In the case of Kazam, the combat is suited for that. You can play the entire game blocking and parrying, but the game is not going to make that easier. It's going to challenge you with that. Case in point with the boss I fought today, So, like, parrying is fun, right? There was a thing in Kazam where you can do an attack after your parry immediately. But the boss I fought today prepares for that. He does a swipe and then an immediate swipe afterwards, which means you cannot parry it. You have to prepare. The bosses, like, adapt. They get harder in more intricate ways than just AoE bursts or longer combos. Their actual attacks become harder to read, and it becomes a matter of learning them rather than a matter of just hoping you can survive a very, very long combo. It's a very fair game if you play to its strengths. If you don't, good luck. But I am going to be putting it on hiatus, not because I'm not enjoying it, but because I need to play a different game before Last of Us Season 2 comes out. That is going to be Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. That is going to be coming to the PC. I can now play this game because it was locked off the PS5 because the remastered version was coming out. I literally could not play it on the PS5 because they unlisted the original version, and the only way to play it now is this one. So that's the plan. That's what I'm going to be doing. I hope it's good. I've been told that the gameplay is actually really good, but the story is going to be divided. So we'll see. See how it goes. Anime talk chat. It's anime time. I realised that Dr. Stone is not a game an anime well suited for the green screen background because there's a lot of green in this anime, and it just kind of blends in with the background. Welcome in, Gibbs. So yeah, Dr. Stone's great. I've mentioned before that it has this great comedic energy to it that I absolutely love. The characters are also wonderful. Like, there are characters in there who aren't like that developed, but they have one quirk to them which I quite enjoy. I think that the setting really lends itself well to like an anti-fish out of water story, because the main character knows everything, and thus they have control over the other characters and can make them to react in ways I've never seen a character react before. To give an example, the people who live in this village have never seen bubbles before. So when the main character suddenly shows them bubbles, they become like little kids, and it's wonderful. I love the nuances to all these new characters and how they have like little quirks about them. It's a really good character show, which I think is also part of the like what it needs to nail, because it's not a show about like big action sequences. It's a show about the survival of humanity in the face of an apocalyptic world, and how they can adapt to that and how they form their society. But yeah, Kazam is going to go on a break after I get Last of Us Part 2 installed, and then I'll be talking about Last of Us Part 2 as probably part of this now. Highly recommend if you like Souls games. They cook, chat. They really cook. Right, let's do Guess the Game, and then we'll get into God of War. I am hoping that we get the end of Ironwood this episode. I had a look afterwards. I needed vindication, chat. I needed to be told that my opinion was not in the minority, and it isn't. It's impressive to me. It's really impressive to me that a game with this high quality level of storytelling, that has like great action sequences, great understanding of how to make stuff cinematic, can then bring in the sluggiest, slummiest area, which feels so forced. I felt like I was playing Ori 1 again. We're gonna make you sad for this character you've only known for 50 minutes. I'm not saying a character needs to be around for a long period of time for you to get invested in them. Like, there are games capable of doing that, and there are stories capable of doing that, but this is not done in a good way here. Right, let's get this up. Pig. It's a Call of Duty game. I think it's Treyarch, so I think it might be Black Ops. No, it's not. It wouldn't. No, it could be. Black Ops 3. It was Black Ops 2. Go away, Treyarch. Donkey Kong Country. Oh, wait, Chrono Cross. You can see one of the main characters literally standing right there. What a weird game that I also like a lot. Chat, what the hell is this? Overlord 2? Yeah, I wasn't gonna get that. Oh, that's Kingdom Hearts 3. That's the parade float you get as an attack. Kingdom Hearts 3 is a game that, like, has incredible looking cinematic attacks, but like, it's just, you just keep spamming them over and over again. There's so many different ways to destroy an enemy in Kingdom Hearts 3, and by the time you return back to your normal combo, it just like feels like, oh yeah, this is actual Kingdom Hearts now. It kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy 16. Final Fantasy 16 is a game that has a very weak basic combo, but the attacks are very cinematic and nice looking.